Libra, hi. This is going to be your first half of July tarot. We're going to take a quick look into recent past, your current situation, and any upcoming or incoming energies in your immediate future. This is going to be, what else can I really say about that? You in a relation to some sort of situation, probably in your life, and or what's going on in your inner world. So these are general readings, so they may not resonate with all of you. If they do, please let me know what's going on in the comments. Hit subscribe, hit like. I appreciate all of your support, and it's nice to know, what's going on. Let's not be strangers, right? Okay. Let's get the layout. What is in Libra's recent past, present, and future for the first half of July 2020? Recent past, present energies, and incoming energies here. Okay, bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands, reversed, followed by the Four of Swords, and the Seven of Cups, reversed. So I feel like, Libra, there is a bit of a, I mean, you are the sign of balance, but there is a bit of a balancing act that you're in the middle of right now, and it seems like for some reason your internal fire is kind of stalled. Your ability to like go off and do what you feel like needs to be done. You're spending a lot of time overthinking in your head about something. There's a lot of possibilities about some sort of an outcome, and it's getting to the point where it's like too much. So in your recent past, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and Hanged One. Present energies, Eight of Swords, Page of Wands, and the Emperor, reversed. Nine of Swords, Six of Cups, reversed, and the Seven of Pentacles in your incoming future. Okay. So right away, I feel like you might be dealing with an Aries, a Pisces, or Scorpio for some reason is coming through. I don't see it in the cards, but I'm hearing it. We have in your current energy this Queen of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Hanged One. I feel like you have gotten into a place in your community or in your relationship to your own health in some way, like your own health care, your own health habits, your own relationship to getting older in some way, like the way that maturity and legacy provides for you that is felt within the physical body. You might be experiencing a little less energy than you have maybe in the past, or you feel really clear about the symptoms of something, but it's really still hard to be experiencing it firsthand is kind of what this feels like. For some reason, like this really does feel like it has to do with that maturity piece. So aging, you might be dealing with someone who's an elder, or you might just be craving someone to fill that mentorship role, like an elder who can take you by the hand and like show you a different perspective, someone who can take you out of your head a little bit more and just like give you the gift of walking you through something, holding your hand and showing you a more spiritual perspective that has like come through their own experience, their own lived experience. This is feeling a lot like sitting around the fires with elders and like listening to their stories. And like, I don't know, for some reason I'm feeling like this isn't really the time for you to be speaking. It's more the time for you to be listening. So this is your recent past energy. In your current situation, we have the Eight of Swords and the Page of Wands and the Emperor reversed again. So I do feel like that piece about needing to listen, needing to be bound to a convention for some reason. Like for some of you, that'll be something that you're dealing with. But finding inspiration within that, it's really interesting. It's like it's like you've had someone tell you a story and it's totally like gotten you enraptured. And rapture is really the word that I'm getting here. Like it feels like you're totally taken with something, like an idea, a new ideology, maybe a new life path, and you feel like you really want to go forward and achieve it, you know, with this Page of Wands is very like enterprising, young, curious learner energy. But with the Emperor reverse, I feel as though there is something around like your ambition, your personal ambition, or the like powers that be that you have to deal with in order to achieve that, that still needs to be reckoned with. Like there might be someone in your world who benefits from keeping you small, benefits from keeping you in a role or in a just like a way of being, you know, like how sometimes when the funny friend in the group has like something really hard happen to them and it's hard for the funny friend to be seen as anything but that person. I'm not saying you're the funny friend in your group, like maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but it's more like people have gotten used to seeing you in a certain way, and now that you're trying to break out of that, it's causing you to like butt heads with them. And I feel like there does kind of like come back into it this energy of like it's because something inside of you that's older and wiser, whether that is a literal mentor or just like a spiritual knowing about a situation, has like totally shifted your perception about something, and you're like, I actually need to like make some changes. I need to like kind of dig into this a little bit deeper, see where all that crap is coming from. So okay, so that's it for your current energy. We are going to go back and clarify all of these, but in the upcoming future we have the Nine of Swords, the Six of Cups reversed, and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like with we're just kind of talking about like digging into something, like finding the truth of like why your ambition or why your drive is kind of like being halted right now, like why maybe you're listening to too many like outside perspectives. I feel like you're gonna reflect on that a bit. I feel like you're gonna be able to look into the past and just kind of be like, okay, like I get it. You might be kind of like, gosh darn golly, I kind of wish I didn't. On the other hand, it might help you to return to innocence in some way. It might help you to reconcile something. I'm getting like a family reconciliation just kind of popped into my head. So like if you've been struggling with understanding maybe your parents, maybe your siblings, maybe someone from your past who you always butted heads with, or has always like kind of kept you in that one role. You know, your parents will always see you as a 2-year-old in diapers. That's like just the way it is. But I kind of feel like there's like an element to you now going to be able to understand why. It's like, mom and dad, like I know you did the best when you were my age, and like, you know, someone handed me a baby today, I don't know what the hell I would do. Doesn't have to be that literal, but that is just kind of the way that this energy is flowing. And it does kind of feel like, you know, there's a responsibility piece for the projects that you have had in the past that there may have been like a shirking off of responsibility, or just kind of like not even, it feels like a fear of really like committing to something, like really committing to that responsibility, or like giving it all that you have. There may be a point which you're about to reach that you're looking at the progress that you've made into a certain venture or whatever, and it's not necessarily at the point that you would like it to be. Seven of Pentacles, you know, you're expecting a harvest. What you're harvesting may not be exactly what you think it should be at this point in the game. You know, you're like, okay, like maybe there's a missing piece here, and maybe I need to like, you know, Six of Cups is reversed. Maybe I need to go back and get that, whatever it was. Okay. Let's go in and clarify a little bit more. The recent past, I want to clarify this Queen of Swords. This could also just be you like falling in love with responsibilities again. You know, like the Ten of Pentacles is someone, you know, if this is an elder, then this is someone who's going to be able to teach you the value of committing to someone of those responsibilities. But if this is just you figuring that crap out on your own, this is going to be an energy where you find that the daily habits that you put in really do make all the difference in the world. You know, like Rome wasn't built in a day, and I mean, like Rome was problematic, but you know, it wasn't built in a day, and we still talk about it. So take what you will with that. Let's talk about this Queen of Swords in Libra's recent past, please. Okay, you got the Seven of Cups again. Okay. You got the Nine of Swords again. And the Queen of Wands. Okay. Two queens. Two queens don't make a king. Yeah, so whatever it was that you were trying to figure out in the past, Libra, like whatever this story, like this is a storyteller to me. Very much so. You may have been like tapping into some like information sources that were like outside of the norm, and now you've seen something and you realize that you can't like unsee it in a way. It's like, now that I know better, I have to do better kind of thing, which is great. This is Pluto themes, so check out where Pluto is in your personal chart, see what the heck is going on there. And you know, that mental clarity, I feel like this is you coming through. This is your strength. Queen of Swords, Libra, you know, Queen of Swords. She knows what's up. Let's talk about this Hanged One in your recent past, Libra. Okay, we've got the Eight Swords, the Moon, and Temperance. Yo, like, you can't make this crap up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was I just saying about being bond? Okay, so the Hanged One, this spiritual perspective, this going in, you know, looking at it from a different perspective, like what does it look like from this way? This is actually the piece that liberates you from that analysis paralysis for you, from that like feeling really stuck, okay? Like when it's upside down, when we're in reversal for this one, you're able to come out of the fog. You're able to come out of being bound to other people's obligations, especially with this Moon and Temperance. It's like you're facing your fears and you're really starting to feel like you have control of your life again. If that kind of makes sense. I mean, it should, because it's like, whatever it is that this information was that came down the pipe for you, like it gave you spiritual clarity on one level, and it gave you enough grace with yourself to reckon with your fears to liberate you. It's kind of quite nice. However, in your current energy, you're back in this Eight of Swords energy. So let's talk about what's going on there. Why did Libra get back stuck in it? Okay, we've got the Four of Swords reversed. We've got the Six of Wands. We've got the Two of Pentacles. And the Hangman again. Okay, like, you're getting all the same cards here. So I'm probably going to be repeating myself a lot, but I'm going to try and tell a different story. Okay, so Eight of Swords. Why are you stuck in it again? Overthinking it. Maybe you came out of your chrysalis too soon. Maybe you were coming out before things were fully cooked, you know? That cake is still a little raw in the middle, but you had maybe obligations in your real world life that you had to take care of, and it was like, all of a sudden you took on too much, and it's like, where did my clarity go? I'm really busy. I feel like a shell of a person. I don't even recognize myself. You know, like I'm doing too much. I'm taking on too much. And again, like that moment where you were just liberated from what everyone wanted from you, you're right back in that position, because it's like, it's almost like your confidence in what you found was really beautiful and really strong, but people saw it, and it's almost like they, you know, like got really greedy and wanted to consume it for themselves, and now you're left kind of feeling again, just feeling really overwhelmed, overburdened, kind of not too hot, basically, you know, in need of like going back into a more restful space. So maybe that's the whole point of this reading, is just like get back into space where you can like take care of you. Because we do, this first half of the month is also pretty intense. We have like, the first one, this is probably going to go up. Saturn moves back into Capricorn. So like we get to revisit that for another, like, I think it's 6 months, 5-6 months. And then we also have the eclipse on the 5th. So I mean, stuff is just stuff. Okay, we have, for the Emperor, we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Cups reversed, and we have the King of Swords. Yeah, okay, same thing. Trying to walk away from something before it was complete, even though there was a lot of value in it. Even though it gave you a lot of clarity, it gave you a lot of stability, you know, it gave you a lot of power too, a lot of ambition. I'm seeing a lot of like, Libra. I wonder if this kind of makes me sad for you actually, because I feel like you found something and you like totally fell in love with it. And it was good. It was good. Like it was a good start. It was a viable start. It was a materially abundant start, but you wanted to walk away from it too soon. It was like, it's almost like you didn't trust it, or you didn't trust your own power, your own ambition, or like your ability to follow through on it. And you were like, I can just, you know, it didn't work out, so I don't have to do the work, maybe. And it makes me really sad because it is like, you worked so hard to get to this point where you were like understanding, where you were knowing, where like you had this moment of spiritual clarity. But then again, your energy got so used up, maybe by the people around you, maybe by your social obligations. And you just want to walk away from it now instead of like nourishing this Ace of Pentacles. You just want to like, it's kind of like heartbreak syndrome, where it's like, you're saying to me, Clara, you know, like it was a lot of work and I did do my best, but it didn't work out. And I'm here to tell you, like, good for you for trying. You are going to fail again, but try again anyways. It's going to happen. And, you know, you've got experience now because of it. Okay? That's what I got for you. Let's clarify in the upcoming future, this Six of Cups. I feel like you are going to tell me everything I need to know. Six of Cups. What's going on? Okay, we've got Judgment. We've got the Queen of Cups. And we got Three of Wands reversed. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like, okay. This coaching moment that is happening is like, we're back, we're forth. So yes, that piece about like not wanting to try again because you feel like you might fail. Okay, valid. I feel like for you right now, get yourself back into the place where you are willing to try, but don't do anything just yet. You need to be back in your feelings. You need to be taking care of yourself, and you need to be understanding where the boundaries weren't strong enough last time, where you kind of got dragged back into, you know, this Two of Pentacles reverse situation where you're just getting consumed and used up and like overworked and overburdened and like yada yada, and it was just like a lot and too much and it got you burnt out. You need to take a second to like get into your intuition, get into your emotions about why your boundaries, or in what ways your boundaries can be reinforced so it doesn't happen again, you know. Because I do see a lot of love here that you have for people. I see that people do have a lot of love for you, but I feel like for you, success is really going to come in when you're going to have a little bit more clarity about what those things are, and just, you know, you do you, boo. It's not time to act just yet. Don't get too far in the future. Just like take a second and reflect on the past. And again, understand why the boundaries need to be a little bit firmer maybe with some of those people. Maybe these are people from your past who are trying to come back in and you're like, oh, I've grown enough to like entertain you and to like, you know, reach out with love and light and like all that high vibrational nonsense. But like, you already know. So that's all I'm going to say. Okay, let's wrap this up with a couple of cards from the universe. And just see if there are any other spirits for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising that we haven't talked about today. What do we have for Libra for the first half of July? Okay, bear with me. Okay, we have... Wow. Okay, so this is like third time getting the Nine of Swords. Yeehaw! Okay, baby. And you got the Queen of Cups again. And we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. Okay, I'm seeing you are so valuable. You are so valid. Your ventures are valid. Don't overthink it. Get back into your feelings, okay? Get back into compassion for yourself right now. This overthinking piece, this doubt, for a lot of you, this will be, she's kind of fearsome, you know? Queen of Cups we kind of think of as like not having great boundaries, but not this one. Look at the look in her eyes. She knows exactly what's up. She's not afraid to stand by it. Okay, so that is what I have for you, Libra. I hope that this helps. I hope it made some sort of coherence, sense, and I hope to see you in your next reading. Okay, bye.